Sometimes you need to get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is and how you need to fight it. Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you. God says in Jeremiah, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Hear me well on this day. This day when you have reached the hilltop and you are deciding on next jobs, next steps, careers, further education. You would rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. If it's meant for you, God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you. I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Press on with pride and press on with purpose and appreciate what God has brought you through.
Stand up, sharing, loving, hoping, and working together, growing, supporting each other through stormy weather. Making leaps and bounds through advocacy, spreading joy and awareness for all to see. There's no community without you and me. We stand on the shoulders of giants. We build each other up. We expand our networking and resources. We never give up. We stand for what is right. We never go down without a fight. The African proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child. I say, it takes a village to become a community. So community, please stand up. We are waiting.
BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports contests and events with first-to-market odds and lines. What's up, y'all? It's your man, Lloyd Spence. And listen, all you got to do is find your reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf, all at betonline.ag. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information, from live in-game betting, props, and futures. So, head to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, B-L-E-A-V 50, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. It's BetOnline, it's where the game starts. Tell them the Noisemakers sent you.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Now, yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. You can make it round the world with the moves in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. The popcorn world. Breaking down the rumor and smelling out. Speaking for the people who was around. Taking truth to power with a whisper and a shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Hey yeah, say it again, check. We're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have time to fool around. Never noise keeps us lined up. When truth divine, the sign that you hear is a sign of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the same. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise. Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
Mama Noise did not fix me tea in honor of the Queen. She fixed me coffee, and mainly because I requested it. But it still means the same. My sentiments are still the same. Long live the Queen. Or I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what protocol is right now.
Well, it sounds
Like, are we supposed to be celebrating the Queen, or is this a situation where we're now celebrating the King?
wow.
I don't know what we're supposed to do. I think we're supposed to take time to mourn the Queen's death, right? That sounds right to me.
Well, yeah, because it sounds like they're quiet in England as well. So
Okay. Well, then that's what we'll do. We want to be proper. And most times Americans are not proper. We are all over the place.
Well,
Screwing this thing up.
I listened to. Well, I was talking to the kids about I saw, and I mean, kudos to myself. I don't normally pat myself on the back, but to have watched the entire season 1 of The Crown. And it's like 1 hour per episode. That's a lot of commitment. It is, because if you're trying to see the whole thing, it's a lot. It is, it's slow moving. It's a lot. So if you're somebody that says, man, I need something popping in order for me to stay focused on what I'm watching, then that's not for you, because they go step by step. But it does give you a clear understanding. And so ironically, when the kids and I were on the computer
today,
today,
gives you a clear understanding. What are you talking about? What do you mean it gives you a clear understanding? A clear understanding of what?
A clear understanding of a monarchy. Clear understanding of what it's like to be a royal.
You know what else gives you a clear understanding? History class.
Well, I mean, you loved history and the rest of us did not. Matter of fact, it was one of those subjects to put you to sleep.
So you can use that as your excuse as to why you didn't study in history class?
What? Anyway, this ain't the time for you to be trying to give me the business because you was a history teacher. I'm gonna need you to chill out.
I'm feeling away right now.
Well, get over it. I'm
Feels
simply
like you're attacking my profession.
I'm simply saying that we went online and was like Googling what happened, what's the plan, and they already have a whole flow chart and everything of what happens with the death of the Queen and who is next in line. And I was like, not him.
This was as easy, his son.
Well, but
I didn't need the show to tell me that.
Oh, Charlie. Come on, Charlie.
Charlie is next.
Yeah, but he was such a buster.
Why is he a buster? You don't even know him.
Because he was cheating on Prince Diana with old funky old raggedy old Camellia Cornwall.
Well, there are no rules that say you can't be king if you cheated on somebody.
Well, that tells me what type of monarch he'll be.
Well, the king typically gets to do what he wants.
He wasn't king at that time.
Well, he was practicing.
Nope. Nope. He was married to the most beautiful woman, Princess Diana, and she was such a sweetheart.
The most beautiful?
The most beautiful? Is that what
the only thing I'm going to give you is she was better looking than Camille.
I was going to say most beautiful than all the rest. Line her up next to the rest of them heifers.
Wow. I don't know if you should be calling them heifers on the day that their grandmother died.
I'm not talking about the grandmother. I'm talking about them heifers.
It feels aggressive. It feels aggressive. Your energy feels aggressive tonight is what I'm trying to say.
I'm just simply saying I was having a conversation with the girls and they was like, who's next? And I was like, man.
You are really in your feelings about this.
I watched the whole thing. I feel like,
she's invested.
I see.
I'm invested in, and this woman has ruled for 70 years. That just does not happen.
Wow. Well, that's true. Well, that is true. She is the longest reigning monarch in the history of England.
I mean, and I don't know too many women. Let's just take away England. There's not been many women that have ruled that long around the world.
If I ruled the world.
I mean, I feel you, Mama Noise. I didn't really understand just how invested in this you were. But
She's responsible for marketing.
Okay, calm down. Let me finish my sentence. But now that I know, I'm gonna get you a crown and a scepter and a big box of tea.
See, that's
I'm just saying you're invested. You're all in.
Box of tea.
Listen, Mama
Oh,
Noise.
well, right there, you should get the button.
No, that's not racist.
But what you're not gonna do, Lloyd, is minimize her mourning.
I'm not.
Mama Noise is grieving right now.
That's what's happening. And
you said, "Let me get you a big old box of tea."
This is the process. This is the process, Al. This is the process, and I don't want. You're right, Al. I don't want to take away from your process. You're in the process right now. You're in the first steps. This is called acceptance.
Lloyd.
No, it is. This is what happens.
I know, but I just feel something in what you're saying.
Mama Noise, there's nothing in what I'm saying. I'm literally just simply saying that you're in a process. You're going through that process, and I want to honor. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me do this. Let me just do this real quick. Let me just.
Oh gosh.
No. Let me do this. Right, organist, if you don't mind, bro. Come on over to because he's here tonight. He had the night off. But just come on over to
Come on.
Praise the Lord. Yes. We got here on a solemn night of worship. Yeah. And we mourn the Lord of the King of Kings. Get your Bible and your tithe and envelope still, because you still got to give tithe. And make your way into the pew as we celebrate the homegoing service of the Queen. Amen, amen, and amen. Thank you, White
Yeah.
Thank you, White Rose. He did that. See, now you feel better, Mama Noise? We got the atmosphere right for you. You feel better? You need me to come in and hug you? What you need? Tell me what you need, boo.
Oh my gosh.
Grab your glass wherever you are. Noisemakers, grab your glass wherever you are. To the queen. Queen.
Shouldn't it be a teacup?
I didn't want tea. I've had a long day, Al.
Y'all killing me. Y'all killing me.
I didn't want tea. I wanted coffee. Tea don't be waking you up like that.
Coffee don't be waking you up.
I'm up. I'm wide awake. I'm bouncing. You see me?
I'll see how you are. Let me check back with you in about 2 hours.
You know what, Mama Noise? I don't need that from you. I'm on your side. I'm supporting you. You can't support me.
I always support you.
Right there. I'm trying to give you the love you need and the support. I know you going through.
Talk about woman get your boxes.
Mama Noise. I'm trying to get you all you need to get through the grieving process. Is what I'm trying to do.
I'm just saying, I heard today a couple of people that were trying to throw a few remarks.
I was singing. I was going through a moment. He going through his process. Now everybody going through their process, Mama Noise. This is a process. It takes time. Come on, preacher.
Look me.
You see how he's going through the process, Mama Noise? It's a process.
Until I pulled up to the show, I didn't know the queen had died, man.
How about that? Are you being serious?
I'm being dead serious, man.
Wow.
Exhaust and diesel fumes. All I've been smelling.
All he knows is he's been working day and night.
Ooh, yeah. Got me working day and night. Yeah, it started early this morning, actually, right when you were at the top of your route, and the news started breaking about 7 or 8 this morning, and they were saying people being called to the palace. And when they started saying that, I was like, "Uh-oh, that don't sound good." Because they don't normally call people to the palace just to come by. You know what I mean? So you knew something wasn't quite right. And about noon, all over the world, the news broke in tremendous fashion that the Queen had gone on to be with the Lord.
Well,
did Meghan and her boo jaunt across the pond?
Meghan and Harry made it over to see Grandma for the final time. And so all is.
I wondered if she mustered up enough strength in her last call the babies nigglets.
I don't think that's. I don't. Wow, that was.
Meghan the nigglets.
Wow.
Damn.
This was your worship song that you just sung?
No, he was in the spirit of it, and in a moment.
In the spirit of something.
A moment in a thought came to his mind, and it says she died peacefully with the family around her, and now they're going to put the funeral plans together. But make no mistake about it, the headline of USA Today reads, "Elizabeth II dies. Her son, King Charles III, takes the throne." Now, here's the irony. And Charles has been waiting to take the throne a long time. Charles is 73.
Oh gosh.
So he was not, I guess he was not, he didn't know he was going to get up this morning and be king. Or maybe he did know. And by the way, we have a new queen. His wife, Queen Consort Camilla.
That heifer.
Why are we heifering her? I don't understand why we heifering her.
He was sneaking around with him. Oh, you know what?
Mama knows you can't fault her for a winning strategy.
But rumor has it, Diana was doing her thing.
She was doing her thing because he was doing his thing.
That's your interpretation.
Well, listen, first of all, Mama knows you can't fault the woman for a winning strategy. Okay, it worked out for
what concubines win.
Well, I mean, she's the Queen of England. That's the ultimate side chick win.
That's some dirty pool right there.
Saying.
We always say, cheaters never win.
Chick win, Mama knows.
We say cheaters never win. Clearly, cheaters can win.
Well, I mean,
they win all the time.
Wow.
Well,
this is.
You are really feeling the way about this.
I thought that I really thought that Queen Princess Diana was supposed to be the queen.
Well,
wasn't supposed to be this skank.
Well, she died, Mama Noah. She can't do it from the grave.
I think she was killed.
Now here comes the conspiracy theory.
I know it's here it come. Oh, you done yet? I know.
Here comes the conspiracy theories.
I'm just saying.
So now everybody moves one step closer today to the throne. I'll tell you what, Queen Elizabeth led a full life, man. She was doing her thug thizzle out here in these streets.
Wow, there are so many memes out right now. It's not even funny.
Memes about what?
They have a meme with Prince Charles laying in the bed next to all of his royal clothing, like he was waiting on the death of the Queen so that he could jump into his king.
I mean, that might not be too far from the truth, Mama Noise, because he knew. I mean, I'm sure he knew. They called everybody in, so I'm sure he went to bed last night knowing at some point during the weekend he was going to be king.
I guess so.
So you got to get ready. You got to get your clothes pressed. You can't walk out wrinkly. That's your first appearance as king. You walk out with wrinkles. You can't do that. You got to get your clothes pressed.
Be ready.
Come on, Al. Sing.
Come on.
Really?
Ready when kingdom comes. Woo.
Come on, sir.
That's how it is.
The kingdom came.
He was ready. He was ready.
Today.
I've never seen this queen consort Camila. What does she look like? Let me see if I can pull her up real quick. Y'all talk amongst yourselves while
You've never seen her?
I've never seen her.
Oh my God, she's a hot mess.
Is she?
Listen, she used to be back when the tabloids was a big thing. If you was at the grocery store, you waiting on your turn. All over the Inquirer. Yeah, I've dated myself saying Inquirer, but all of those magazines and stuff was her face painted all over it. That she was the concubine. She was the other woman. She was the mistress laying in wait. And then all of a sudden, look, oh snap, Prince Charles is free now.
I don't know what a consort is either, by the way. Do y'all know what that is? I don't know.
Put it this way, she looks like her and Charles could be brothers instead of dating. She's a handsome woman.
I've never in my life heard that.
She's a handsome woman.
She's a handsome woman.
She's a very handsome woman.
Oh my God.
Queen is a very handsome woman.
I have never in my life heard that.
That's funny. The queen is a very handsome lattice. She looks as old as the queen. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I didn't mean to say that out loud. I think I jumped out too soon.
So how old, since you said that, how old was Queen?
96. She passed at the ripe old age of 96.
Now, her husband, the Grim Reaper.
Oh Lord.
How old is he?
Whose husband?
Is he still alive?
He passed in 2021.
Oh,
he passed in 2021? I didn't know that, Mama.
No, I didn't either. Last I saw, he looked like he had died twice already. Like they rolled him out of the cooler and said, "Hey, wave."
Prince
what was that movie Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh, damn.
We should not be laughing at this. I feel like we are off the chain right now, but it's funny though. I can't not laugh.
Prince Philip passed in 2021, which was her husband.
Wait a minute, Prince Philip is his name?
Yeah, he didn't
get them bad kids she got.
No, he didn't get the name King because it's always been the Queen.
Oh, you don't get the King title?
No, he didn't get it. Now Charles gets the name King because the Queen is not there.
Well, no, that's the way he was gonna get King anyway.
I'm just saying, in case you don't understand the flow of things, where you would have thought it would have been King Philip.
No, he's not in the lineage.
He's not in the
bloodline to get the throne.
Yeah, he ain't got the bloodline.
Well, then we need to find out what this consort thing is, because I feel like she might not really be queen.
She ain't queen. She has zero authority.
Okay.
Consort translates to girl.
It said here, I'm gonna tell you what it reads. It says a queen's consort is the wife of a reigning king.
That's it.
And for an empress consort in case of there's an emperor. But the queen's consort usually shares her spouse's social rank or status, but
So she's just
translation, girl.
So she really she's still the side chick. She's just
side
chick for better benefits.
She's not of royal blood.
No.
Oh wow.
You gotta have royal blood to be deemed to be,
Now, see, here's my problem. Caitlyn Jenner's a better looking woman than Camille.
Oh, well.
Wow. Now you are coming in hot.
Savage Al in full.
You coming in hot, bro. You are coming in hot today. I'm here for it, but man, goodness gracious.
I'm just saying.
Caitlyn was married at the time, so he couldn't have married. Was she married? What does she identify? I don't know her pronoun.
Ooh,
Caitlyn.
I don't know.
Maybe she identifies as they.
See, right. Anthony Bruce shows up right on time. Talk about Savage Al shows up early.
Maybe she identifies as we.
It's we. All of us. Us. She identifies as us. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening in real time right now. The Queen has passed on. They say she died of natural causes, though her health was declining. Just got older, and that's it.
In all seriousness, we were kind of tricked, or at least I was tricked into believing, long live the Queen, she was going to live forever.
It felt like it. It definitely felt like it.
You like in my lifetime?
Yeah, all of our lives, she's been queen.
Right? From birth on, you.
Yeah.
So
she's been queen forever.
Listen,
forever.
When I watched the Netflix series of the Discovered, that when you literally are a royal like that, everything happens in the palace. I mean, when somebody passes away, you don't go to no funeral home. You're funeralized and everything right there in the building. You get married right there in the building. You have a baby right there in the building. It's like a compound or something, but it all happens right there in the building.
Well, I think the reason why that's probably true is because somebody's liable to try to steal the grave, steal the body or something crazy like that. You never know what people do. It's a wild world. I was having a conversation with somebody, and I think it was Uncle Benny. Shout out to Uncle Benny. We were just talking about the world as a whole, and we were saying, we've gone from, man, I can't believe that happened, to, man, what's going to happen tomorrow? Like, there's nothing surprising anymore. Like, there's no shock in anything. Anything is possible now to happen.
Right. I don't know what your agenda is, but the fellow down in Memphis, killed 17 people yesterday on Facebook. He was some of them on Facebook Live, just going around randomly killing people.
I didn't know it was 17.
Were they filming him?
Yeah, it was
he was on. Wasn't he live?
Some of them were on Facebook Live.
What? Wait a minute. Go through this. If you understand the story, if you can go through it, talk me through it, because I saw it pop up in my feed, and ashamedly, I had other stories I was dealing with, and I didn't get a chance to get back to it. So, I'm only
going to tell you what I've heard because I've not looked any deeper.
Gotcha.
And here I will read.
This is the 4 killed, 3 injured Memphis shooting spree, right?
Just 4.
Well, this is what they're saying 4 on this one. I don't know. You may know more.
No.
And Eliza,
19-year-old male in Memphis, Tennessee, running around shooting random people on Facebook Live. Please warn your friends and family that live in the area. That's all that I heard.
Okay, so this morning they have confirmed that his name was Ezekiel Kelly. The driver of the car recognized 1256. Responding to a shooting in the 3100 block of Lindale Avenue. One person, 24-year-old Dwayne Tunstall, was pronounced dead. Kelly says Kelly approached Tunstall while both were in the house and pulled him to the side for a conversation. Then Kelly drew a handgun, fired several shots in his direction, hitting him in the head. 5 other people were present at the time of the shooting, but they were not injured. That was at 12:56 a.m. At 4:38, Memphis Police Department said officers responded to a shooting in the 900 block, but later corrected it to be South Parkway East. The TV station was on the scene and saw that the victim suffered from multiple gunshot wounds. One man was pronounced dead. That was at 4:38. At 4:40, police responded to a shooting on I-240 where a woman was shot in the leg, but it was non-critical. At 5:59, police responded to an auto zone where a man was shot in the abdomen. He remains in critical condition. The shooting was broadcast live. That's the guy you were talking about. Broadcast live on Facebook live stream on a page named Zeke Huncho, believed to be Ezekiel Kelly's profile, which has since been deleted. A citizen notified police of Kelly's alleged Facebook live that was streamed from the page Zeke Huncho, making them aware. That was at 6:12. They were able to connect the series of shootings and multiple crime scenes and activate an all points bulletin at 7. Man, all this happened yesterday. Wow.
Yeah.
At 7, there was a mobile mass shooter on the loose. The police made the citizens aware that there was a mobile mass shooting on the loose. They gave Kelly's description, told people to be on the lookout. At 7:23. ABC was on the scene and confirmed that a woman at Poplar and Evergreen was shot and died after suffering multiple gunshot wounds. Said the suspect carjacked the woman, taking her gray Toyota SUV. At 7:24, they responded. Oh, is this a different place? Yes, they responded to a shooting at Poplar and North McLean Boulevard. One man was transported in the hospital in non-critical condition. At 7:30. The University of Memphis goes on lockdown. He went to Memphis, geez. In response to a shooting at Patterson and Southern Avenue, feet from the university campus. The university said there was shots fired at Patterson and Southern, and there was an active shooter situation. And then at 8:40, at the AutoZone Park, went on lockdown in response to, this is at the Memphis Redbirds game, in response to a public danger sign, the mobile mass shooting. Players were ushered off the field. Fans took refuge in the press box. And the AutoZone Park and Memphis Redbirds suspended their game because of a lockdown. The MATA, which is the trolley and bus services, that was suspended. At 8:55, there was a shooting at, that sounds like more than 4 people. Am I crazy? This sounds like more than 4 people. He responded to a shooting at the 800 block of West Rains in Whitehaven. One woman was pronounced dead. At 8:56, South Haven reported a carjacking at a Raceway gas station. A gray Dodge Challenger was taken. Driver recognized a man being believed to be Kelly and fled the scene. That driver was not injured. At 8:58, Memphis started a high-speed chase that ended on near Hodge Road and Ivan Road. Police surrounded the car and waited for tactical units to arrive. MPD issued a shelter-in-place order at that time. And then at 9:21, Ezekiel Kelly was taken into custody. Wow.
Man, they had to play-by-play on that.
Yeah, whoever did this did a great job of giving us that play-by-play. Now, I want to say this dude is black. He is black.
Yeah. Ezekiel.
And he's smiling in the picture.
Listen.
I wonder what happened. Other than the fact that he just lost his complete and total mind. I wonder what happened.
I don't think they've divulged that yet.
Well, they don't know. I'm sure they don't know. Doesn't he end up and Anthony Bruce is saying 2 people were stabbed in Canada?
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Man, I'm behind on my news. Al, did you hear about the Canada stabbings? Okay, Al, wait.
What'd you say?
I was saying, did you hear about the Canada stabbings?
The Canadas.
Yes. Miles Sanderson, suspect in the Canada stabbing. Oh, they killed him.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
They put a bullet in that dude. Oh, there's two people. One suspect found dead. They killed both of the guys. The other one was 3 days ago. A mass stabbing. Wow, that's old. They went old school. When's the last time there was a mass stabbing?
I mean, yeah.
Azari asked a great question. She said, "Are we truly becoming numb to most of the violence?" And I'm going to expand her question. She said, "In America," but I'm going to say, "In the world, are we getting numb to it?"
Oh yeah.
My answer to that is yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it happens. It like we said a minute ago. It just seems like it happens all the time. Something is happening every day. It feels like it's happening every day.
I pondered that question to myself on yesterday when I heard about the Memphis thing, because people were on Facebook checking in, putting marked safe and things like that, asking their family members from Memphis to check in and things like that. And I thought to myself, are we numb because we would be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? You would never leave the house. You would always be like, looking over your shoulder. You would never go to the grocery store no more because of Buffalo, because of Louisville, Kentucky, because of, all these different, you never go to a concert because of what happened with Travis Scott. You never go to, Las Vegas because the dude who was in Vegas out the window at a concert, you never go to the movie theater because of what happened up in Colorado, And it's like you never go to church no more because of what happened to all the church members out in, I think it was South Carolina. I mean, and you feel like if you engage each time, all of those things happening at the same time, because we're being constantly flooded with news, where before you didn't get your news until 11 p.m. at night or 5 o'clock in the afternoon after you've gotten home. You didn't know what happened all day long. You just had to wait or first thing in the morning, you might get early morning news. But other than that, if you left for work, you didn't get the news again until 5 o'clock or 9 p.m. Or 11 o'clock news. You didn't get.
But Mama Noise, I'm gonna tell you something. Because the question is, are we numb to it? And my answer to that is emphatically yes. But I'm gonna come a slightly different way. I think we're numb to it because that's the defense mechanism that keeps us from losing it through it all. And unfortunately, we're being forced to accept these type of things as our new reality. And that's very unfortunate because it shouldn't be this way. This shouldn't be how it is, but it is how it is because that's how it is. And I think in order for us to not fall into those funks like you're talking about and to continue to, function and go to church and go to the grocery store and go to the places we need to go to, I think we accept the fact now, which is crazy to consider, but I think it's the reality. We accept the fact now that, quite honestly, anything can happen at any time, anywhere. My daughter says something to me every day when I leave the house, or every day that I leave the house. She says to me, "Daddy, be careful." And at first I was like, well, of course I would be careful. I'm always careful. But I understand now, I think, why she's saying it, because you really don't know. You know what I mean, Al? Mom Noise. I mean, that's kind of what it is. And it's unfortunate, but it's the reality.
Right.
So, wow.
Well, it's just like I was saying, is that you're like, okay, like Zaria, or we'll just use Zaria in the chat that was saying, she want to travel and all those different things. But see, because we didn't have the information, there was no 24-hour news cycling. There was no cell phones and all that stuff to get news and stuff to us immediately. You're like, oh, okay, well, I can go do this because I'm totally completely unaware that there's something that's done broke out over here or over there. Or did you know that so and so happened at the whatever? And so
I'm just gonna bring just a slight just a small. This is not a correction. This is just a slight clarification. It's a 24-hour access to news cycle. The news has always been 24 hours. They've always tried to report everything that's going on and let us know what it is. But now we don't need them to have that. Like I'm looking back through the stuff for the Memphis shooter. Man, that played out on the internet. That played out on Twitter. You know what I mean? Stuff plays out now, and we don't have to wait for Channel 7 or Channel 5 or Channel 4 or 3 or 11 or whatever the channel is to tell us what happened. We can see it playing out on Facebook. Like you said, Al, the shooter shot and killed someone on Facebook Live, which is bananas to think about. So you're right, Mama Noise. You're 1,000% correct. It's when you live in a cycle of news now where everybody is the reporter, that's what's really greatly changed. We all didn't have access to the news like we have now, and we can report it, that's the scary part. That's the good and the bad. It's the catch-22.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like for instance, a lot of these people that are doing these things live are some people that needed a platform. You were talking about Facebook, Instagram, the different gangs that I know. I'm just gonna say I already know in advance. Y'all gonna give me the business, but that's okay. I was watching this documentary, and I discovered that a lot of gangs communicate via Facebook and Instagram. They're, through different memes and all that type of stuff, emojis and all kinds of, whatever that, like the kids have the language with be right back and BRB and all that type of stuff, all those little acronyms and stuff like that. They have a whole language and stuff. They communicate with each other via Instagram, via Facebook. And so, one guy was saying, you know where to find me, and gave some type of acronym or whatever. And while he's standing out there talking about, where to find me at, they did a drive-by because he told him exactly where he was. A guy that was mocking the death of your boy out in Cali, Lauren London's baby. Nipsey Hussle. They was talking crazy about that, talking about he got what he deserved, blah, blah, blah. Talking noise, talking about I should be able to say whatever I want.
Whoa,
and then
whoa. Talking noise.
What? Talking rah-rah. Okay, he was talking.
Right, yeah, he wasn't representing us.
No, he wasn't. But I'm saying that he was on a street corner, told him what corner he was on. He's still live on Instagram, and they just came up and shot him in the head on Instagram. It's like, okay. Like you said, now we as individuals are becoming our own, not journalists, but our own reporters. When they came out with World Star, are you serious? I got a phone and I can videotape the whatever it is that's going on and let the world know what just happened.
Right.
TMZ will pay me if I just take a video of what took place. Man.
Well, it's the reality, and like I said, we have arrived here, and I don't think there's any way to go back to anything else that has occurred. By the way, we promise you we won't let your weekend end this way. Let me give a couple of church announcements because I knew today was going to be a hard day to swallow. So look, Black Friday, we just having fun with Black Friday. Just come in here. Ready to laugh, ready to be silly, ready to have a good time. That's what we're doing. I'm just telling you in advance, we're going to have a good time on Black Friday. We're just funning. That's all we're doing on Black Friday. And then on Saturday night, I love a good list like everybody else loves a good list. And so we're going to have fun with the list. We got several top 10 lists. We probably won't get through all of them. I can promise you we probably won't get through all of them. But we got several top 10 lists that we want to go through and see, we question the validity of those lists or whatever. So that'll be fun on Saturday. Just by the way, I just saw up on the screen on at the NFL game, they put rest in peace to the Queen at the NFL game. That's how much impact the Queen has. They rest in peace to the Queen at the NFL game. And then also next Friday, we will celebrate our second 9th anniversary.
What?
We celebrating our second 9th anniversary. So save the date.
Our second 9th anniversary.
Our second 9th anniversary. You have to come and find out what that means.
Okay, clearly, because I don't even know.
That's right. You know what that's called, Mama Noise? Marketing. And a tease.
I hate tease.
And pissing off your team.
Well, there may be a little bit of that as well.
Just kidding.
There may be a little bit of that as well. But listen, we know tonight's a solemn night on several levels. Believe it or not, the Queen was like not even the big news that hit me this morning. The big news that hit me this morning was the passing of comedian David Arnold.
What?
Oh, that's right, Al. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting that you've been.
Man.
Yes, I'm so sorry, Al. It just dawned on me that, and I've been busy all day, and I have not had a chance to send out any correspondence to the team and let them know in advance what's going on. And hey, have you seen this story? Have you seen that story? Have not done any of that. So I apologize that you're literally hearing this in real time. That was Al. Yeah, that was Al's real reaction right there to what happened. Yes, comedian David Arnold.
Wow. Them two daughters of his that.
Yeah.
Wow.
54 years old. They're saying he also died of natural causes. I mean, there's no quote unquote foul play going on or anything like that.
How'd they make that determination in less than 24 hours?
Well, Mama Noise, it doesn't, they kind of know. I mean, a lot of times they know unless the
family
asks for a deeper autopsy, they kind of know, and they know he hasn't, he apparently hadn't done anything that was questionable, whatever. So
they're just saying it wasn't foul play.
Right, it wasn't foul play. It wasn't
suicide.
Right, it wasn't suicide. It wasn't a disease. I mean, not disease, but it wasn't a murderer or anything like that. Criminal. A lot of times, I think natural causes is just the way to say that whatever happened, it was a part of his natural journey. I guess is what he's saying. But an incredibly talented comedian and writer and producer. He got a lot of people through the pandemic with his TikToks. His TikToks and Instagram reels, where he would say it ain't for go get you one of these things called a marriage. It ain't for the weak. Which was
damn.
Yeah, which was a precursor to his second Netflix special that he did called "It Ain't for the Weak," which premiered this past July. He was really funny. I mean, he was really funny. I was not familiar with him other than his TikTok videos, and then I realized how funny he was and started watching some of the stuff that he was doing.
Some of the shows that people have laughed, and he's a writer behind the scenes.
Oh yeah,
writing, producing, just funny guy.
Oh yeah,
really just starting to get his recognition again.
Yeah,
another one that's been in the game for many years.
Yeah, I think he did Bigger. I think he did one of his a show called That Girl Lele. He's been writing a lot of stuff. I know he's best friends with Chris Spencer, and so Chris Spencer put out a statement saying our closely knit comedy community mourns the loss of one of the greatest to ever do it. He was admired by his peers, respected by other veterans, and revered by the burgeoning comedians that he mentored. He will be deeply missed, especially by his comedy fraternity. And so just one of those, what can I say? One of those sad moments in time, man. Shocking moments in time. I can promise you, nobody woke up today.
Bro, they had just moved his mother out to California. Like it was during the COVID, like maybe last year, so that they could be closer and she could watch the girls grow up.
Wow.
That's heart-wrenching. My sincere condolences to Julie, and golly, that's tough.
Yeah, he's got two beautiful daughters that he bragged about all the time, Anna Grace and Ashlyn Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you, it kind of sent me in kind of a small little funk because I was like, geez, 54 years old, that's young, man. That's young. And so that's a tough one. That is definitely a tough one. And then later on today, this afternoon, we got the word that the great legend Bernard
Let me
Shaw.
brace myself, bro.
Brace yourself for this one.
Bombs, bro.
I know. Bernard Shaw had passed, the legendary CNN anchor, writer, everything. I mean, Bernard Shaw is one of the greatest to ever do it. Died at the age of 82. And so, yeah, it's just been one of those weird days where, like the old saints used to say, death comes in threes. We got our three today. I mean, it was one of those weird days where they all came in threes. I don't know, man. Like I said, it was a tough one. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure we did not have a serious anything on Black Friday and on Saturday. We wanted to keep it super, super duper light. Because sometimes you need a mental and emotional break. And again, I wasn't even aware of the Memphis thing or the Canada thing. So that kind of, tells you it's been a long week for the world. You know what I mean? It's been a long week for the world. And the world is probably just like, oh, enough. I don't know. Mama Noise, I'll throw this out to you first. I kind of wish that societally we would go ahead and make not society, I don't want to say it that way. Governmentally, I'll say it that way. Based on everything we've gone through the last 3 years, to me, your health insurance ought to cover 100% therapy. Like not a partial pay or a co-pay, none of that. You should be able to walk into a therapist's office if you got insurance and get therapy. Go talk to somebody. Because I think people need it right now. People have been through a lot. You know what I mean? Why are you looking at me like that?
Therapy.
Yes.
Are you saying like people needing counseling because of all of the death that's taking place?
I'm saying people need counseling of all of the everything that's taking place. Like it's a lot. A lot has happened. Listen, from the political stuff that's happened to the health stuff scares to the mass murders to the adjusting to school districts to it's a lot. It's a lot that has happened in our society in the last 3 years. You know, something that my daughter said, my youngest said, shout out to the lovely Hannah. She said, Dad, it's been a lot having to go through what we've gone through, you know, because I never expected that my middle school years would be in a pandemic. And she said it so matter of factly, but I was like, you know, that's actually true. Like that's a lot. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know. We may have to put her in front of somebody so she can talk or we have more, you know, that's one of the reasons why we started something in our family, a nighttime conversation thing we call I'm revealing a little bit, Spence Family Talk Time. And we just sit down and talk, you know, just unburden yourself nightly so that you're not carrying all of the stuff that you've gone through to bed with you every night or throughout the day or whatever. You just need a mental and emotional break, man. So I don't know. What do y'all think?
I completely agree. If they can forgive student loans and if they can forgive PPP loans and they can send $82 billion to Ukraine, they can eat the cost of Americans' mental health because ultimately that's going to make society a better place.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, just if you just do it for, you don't got to do it forever, but maybe a year or two, maybe 48 months. Give us 48 months. I said 24 months. Give everybody 24 months to just go talk to somebody, and you know, at least get some of it out. You know, I think it'll make all of us better in the long run. That's just my opinion. I mean, Mama Noise, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that I agree with Al, and I agree with you. And then it made me think about Dr. Smith. You know, her new business, the Inner Ear Agency, and how necessary it is, and how she's been able to get into the different school districts. Because I mean, I can't even imagine the children now. The children we had to deal with before the pandemic were already a lot, and now having to deal with children that's been virtual learning, and one day they're not virtual learning, one day they're in person, then when they're in person they're, you know, they got masks on, they got to sanitize it, they got to stay 6 feet, and you know, all this other stuff is a lot. And you know, and then with the increase in mass school shootings, stuff like that used to be, you know, the first one I had ever heard of was Columbine. That was on television. But other than that, that wasn't something you just did not hear that happened. And so to have that type of stuff as a concern, because now when you go to school, your school is like a fortress. Everything's locked. You know, you just like, you know, thank God that, you know, you can push the doors to get out. But, you know, it's like a fortress. Everything, you know, everything's on lockdown, everything locked up. You know, it's like, you know, they're not in jail, but at the same time, you know, you got to go through every month, you got to go through the protocol. You got to, you know, go through the routine. You got to make sure you know what to do in the event of this, in the event of that. So it's like, man, you got to be not on high alert, but it's just always something.
Yeah. And I think that's the challenge that we're dealing with right now. It's always something. And unfortunately, you wonder, like this kid in Memphis, what drove him to do this? Is it just as simple as he met and went to his breaking point, and in his mind he couldn't take it anymore? The stress of life, the stress of everything he's gone through, and he just said, I'm at the wall, and that's it. I mean, it makes you wonder. So I just I don't know. That's tough, man. That's tough. But I'd like to see us as a society
Well, I mean,
move mental health to the forefront.
We used to talk about how, I don't encourage it, but I'm saying we used to talk about, and when we were kids, our mama would be like, you crying or something like that, stop that crying. You are, toughening you up per se. But, I am not saying that every time that was right, but man, I mean, some of these people that have done these different tragic things, then you find out what happened. Well, he cheated on me, or she cheated on me. So you didn't know how to process rejection is why you went and shot up everybody.
But Mama Noise, I don't know if it's as simple as not knowing how to process rejection anymore. Back in the day, I would have agreed with you, but I don't think rejection is that simplistic anymore, because back in our day, look at us dating ourselves. Back in our day, rejection was a singular, insulated thing. I was rejected, and so I am feeling whatever I'm feeling in my rejection, right? Now, I'm seeing rejection every day on Facebook. I'm seeing it every day on Instagram, and I'm feeding my soul rejection. Then it becomes my turn to be rejected. So now I'm not only responding to my own rejection, but I'm responding to a collective rejections that I've witnessed and seen and experienced. And now I'm going to show the world what happens when you reject us. You see what I'm saying? It's a different mentality. It's a different pain, I think. And it's scary because no one is addressing properly the mental health tied to any of this. And that's the scary part about it.
And to complicate things even worse, you have to, like your baby said, she didn't expect to do her middle school years in the midst of a pandemic. But think about this. COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Now monkeypox.
Yeah.
It's like one trauma after another. The level of violence. You're not even getting an opportunity to get through one storm before it's raining again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Al, what makes what you just said so accurate and powerful is that we all have a breaking point. It's that simple. We all have a breaking point. We all have a place where we can't take it anymore. And then what happens at that moment? If you don't have the right foundational building, or if you don't have the right outlet to express your pain or to release a release valve in your life to let the air out, right? Then what happens? And that's the scary part about what we're talking about, because a lot of people simply do not have that, and we're seeing them respond in a way that is unhealthy, that is scary, that is quite honestly makes the collective whole worse. And so it's something, man.
But we talked about this before, especially when you start considering, like when we talked about how we used to fight growing up, fist fighting, and the next day either you stay away from them or y'all back friends again or whatever. Nobody was trying to take your life of the person you didn't get along with, or the person that made you mad, or the person that took your candy, or your girl or whatever. You weren't trying to take the person's life.
Well, because and Mama Noise, that's 1,000% correct. Because as weird as this is gonna sound, the fight was an outlet of release. I'm so mad. So we gonna, throw blows or whatever, throw hands or whatever. But once I've thrown those hands, win or lose, it's over, and I feel better. That's weird, I know, but it's
you wasn't going trying to take out the whole school.
But that's what I'm saying, Mama Noise. That's what I'm saying. You released it. Cuz is not here tonight. And Ron said it's all the black man's fault. It's all the black man's fault. And Anthony Bruce is correct. You never know people's loneliness and how it will affect them. You're right. It never, my pastor, Dave Chappelle, talked about this in one of his stand-ups. He said it never dawned on him at any point in his life, kill everybody in school.
I'm just saying.
No matter how bad it got.
Even though they were standing around, you might have been getting beat up. You might have all them people standing around watching you get beat up or whatever. You still didn't say, oh, well, I'm going to go get my daddy gun. I'm going to go get my mama knife, and I'm going to make sure all of them pay.
Right. But again, I think there's a different mentality towards it all now. I think the collective looks at the pain differently, and they say, it hurts. I don't have an outlet. And I'm continually being piled upon. And so because I'm being piled upon, it's too heavy. The weight of it all is too heavy, and I've reached my breaking point. So it's scary, man. It's a scary, scary, scary world we live in right now. But all we can do is.
What happened to the outlet?
What do you mean?
You said each time you kept saying they didn't have an outlet.
Well, the outlets for a lot of people were places like church. So some it was the club. When we were younger, it was the road. It was the skating rink. It was the park. It was the this. It was the that. It was whatever we could find to detach ourselves from the reality of our circumstances. Now, since the last 3 years have gone, it was the movies. Listen, I'll speak very candidly. For me, one of my outlets was going to the movies on the weekend. I used to love to go to the movies and sit in the theater, and there was such a relief that I would feel of getting in my car or my truck and driving over to the theater and knowing I'm going to go to the movies with Kieta or go to the movie with the girls, and we have dinner, and we're going to sit, and we're going to have a nice quiet dinner and laugh, and then watch a movie. And we like to laugh at the movies, or we like to see a good action movie or whatever it was. And that was a beautiful outlet of release. And a lot of that got snatched away in the pandemic.
Oh, wait a minute.
Andy Bruce said he had those. Wow, he said he had those thoughts, but he knew the reality of the outcome. And again, I think that's not in what we've experienced over the last 3 years. He's not alone. He's not alone. But you gotta I think to me the key to surviving it all is you got to change the outlets, and you got to figure out, okay, I got to build a new release valve, and what is that new release valve going to be? And I think for us it has been, the family this, the family that. This has been phenomenal for us, having Talkin NOIZ, having Noise Media as a whole. That's been a great outlet to be able to say, oh, every night you get to get your thoughts out, get your frustrations out, all of those type of things. So I think you just got to find a new outlet.
But would you say that entertainment has had an influence on at first being able to go, like you had your parents trying to tell you, y'all need to go work it out or y'all need to go talk about it or whatever. But now, you got video games and you just sitting and has AK-47s that say spray them all and showing you how and all these other things that
Are you
entertainment.
trying to say the video games influence some of the stuff, some of the shootings and stuff?
I know we had a few things when we were growing up as kids, like a couple of arcade games that had, weaponry, if you will. But it was, more like hand-to-hand combat type stuff on there. It really wasn't sit down and get you a machine gun and take out all your peoples.
Well, Cuz would say yes to that. I'm sure he would say, "Oh yeah, the music and the video games and the movies and this, that, and the other." I tend to believe a little bit differently, and this is a weird statement to make, but I think there's some truth in it. In some ways, you could argue that maybe the video games has allowed people to find another outlet. Because maybe if I'm shooting on a video game, I ain't shooting nowhere else.
What?
But those individuals that aren't sophisticated, intellectual enough to realize the difference between a game and reality,
Absolutely,
it's going to be negative for them because they're going to say, "Oh, in the video game, life rejuvenates."
right? I get another life. Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%.
A couple of years back, it's just been a couple of years. A couple of years ago, no, it's been about 5 or 6 years. Anyway, when Grand Theft Auto came out, it was one of the most purchased game historically because it gave life. I mean, it made it look like it showed what a hood would look like. It showed what, some thugs, some hoodlums or whatever they look like or whatever. It made it so realistic.
That was one of the oldest things you've ever said on this show, by the way.
Some thugs.
Hoodlums.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that it was so crazy that small kids, and I was in teaching middle school. The small kids wanted Grand Theft Auto, and parents were just buying it for them. Like, in other words, it keeps them out of my hair.
And I don't disagree with what you guys are saying in that regard as well. I think there is a weird balance to it all, because you're right. The shooting games can, in the hands of someone who is I don't say unprepared. That's probably not the right way to say that, but in the hands of someone who is immature, that's the word I'm looking for. It is not a good tool. I can definitely capitulate to that. But I also think in the hands of the mature, it becomes a very much an outlet of release.
Okay.
So I think it can serve as both. And I think it's up to the parents to do a better job of policing that outlet for their child or whatever.
But on the other hand, you could look at it from another perspective. When we grew up as children, the stuff we say is, well, these are harmless cartoons and stuff. As a parent, you saying, dang, our cartoons was violent. Elmer Fudd chasing the rabbit around with a double barrel shotgun. That was not. You said, okay, I don't want my kids to be thinking it's right to get no double barrel shotgun. But as we were growing up, you're saying, oh, I'm watching Bugs Bunny. It shouldn't be no big deal. But at the same time, you got Tom and Jerry running around with a knife. He got a mallet. And I mean, all kinds of violence. And it's like violence begets violence.
Well, but I'm gonna say something to that as well, because I've heard that people throw that out there. Oh, our cartoons were violent too. But our violence in our cartoon was so exaggerated that it wasn't. I don't know if we took it, like anybody took it seriously. We all, I think I could be wrong, but I think we all understood that this ain't real. You know what I mean? Whereas now when you play a video game, man, you see the blood and the guts and spilling all out, and you know what I mean? It's a different thing. You know what I mean?
It's more
Yeah,
graphic.
it's way more graphic. And even the cartoons are way more graphic. The violence in cartoons is a lot more graphic. So I get how we would all arrive at the place of, man, it's just way different. I get that. I just think,
You really thought that it was just so far fetched that it wasn't believable?
I mean, I don't even know where to buy an anvil to drop on a roadrunner's head. I don't know where I would buy that. I know they say it's at Acme, but I don't even know where the Acme store is. I've never Googled it.
Listen,
I don't know
as a child, when my little brother kept coming messing with my dolls, I knew he was stronger than me, and he was bigger than me, and he was a boy. But he kept messing with my dolls until I went and got my Tonka truck and knocked the stuff out of him.
Well, then
His
you have,
own Tonka truck. But guess what? I know. Hey, he didn't mess with my dolls no more. But I'm saying, how did I know to do something like that? How did I know I could? This will stop him from getting my dolls. I'm sure I've seen something on something that said the way you stop him is to get something bigger and something stronger and something harder, which is.
well, listen, I understand that you have a violent nature, Mama Noise, and that's why I've been praying
what
for
I
you.
said.
What? That's
I
what I
said
heard.
an incident. I didn't say nothing about no violent nature.
It sounded. I don't hear the difference. What I'm saying is, I get what you're saying. I don't think I'm not saying that people aren't influenced by stuff they see. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I think it has gotten progressively worse over the years, and it's just right. There's never been an Acme store in Louisville that I'm aware
Didn't
of.
look for one. Hush.
I'm just saying.
And you couldn't go Google it online and
Fact.
order it online and have Amazon deliver it. You couldn't do
Yeah,
that. back then.
that's true.
So maybe y'all were just violent, Mama Noise. Maybe that's just what it was in y'all family. Y'all was just.
What? Are you serious? Name a black person on this panel or in the chat that's parents didn't use a extension cord, a wooden spoon, a belt, a house shoe, at our house, the racetrack, whatever that was necessary to whoop your tail with.
I'm not good at confessing. Well, my mom was passed, so I can go ahead and confess. Yeah, we got that.
Watch it. What? Watch what you say.
I know. Al won't let me take it too far.
I'm just saying, the type of stuff we endured, we ought to be tough enough to handle anything, because we had to, not only we got in trouble, then you had to get it from your parents when they like, let me grab the first thing I can.
No, you're speaking from both sides of the point. That's the point I was making. I think the involvement of our parents and the active involvement of many of our parents that helped us to understand, hey, this isn't real, so don't act out what you see, or don't, I think that was an important part of our processing of the information of what we were seeing on TV. Yeah, you're right. Nothing like getting a whooping with your own racetrack. That's why I never wanted the racetrack.
Your own toy end up becoming an asset for your parents to use to whoop your.
That's why I never wanted the racetrack. My mom would be like, "Oh, you want a racetrack?" No, I don't want it. I heard too many horror stories. I don't want it.
My brother had that Matchbox racetrack. I don't know what it was made out of, but it didn't break. It was so flexible. I'm sitting there going.
Andy Bruce said he got nightmares about flip-flops right now. I don't want it.
That's why when Eddie Murphy had his stand-up, he said he was talking smack with his mother. I was like,
I'm gonna hit you with a shoe from anywhere.
I mean, you like, dang.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I know that we've but getting back to your original question, because we've kind of drifted off a little bit here. But I think you still have to find an outlet, and I think the outlets have to be whatever takes you to a place where you press the release valve. So for some people, that's video games. For some people, that's still reading a good book. For some people, that's binge watching a series. For some people, that's having a responsible drink or whatever. It's finding that release valve so that you can take some of that pressure off of your mind, body, and spirit, and then kind of freeing yourself from some of the pressure, because it is a lot. It is a lot. I get it. I really do. And I never thought I'd be, in the Black community, mental health has been so taboo for so long. I never thought I'd be someone who would be such a strong advocate for mental health and therapy and counseling and that kind of thing. But man, I'm all for it. I think it should be mandatory. I think everybody needs to implement it. Churches need to implement it. I think pastors should not force, but damn near force their members to be say, hey, I'm gonna meet with every member during the month of October and November. We're gonna sit down and just have a conversation about your family, and I'm gonna go through a series of questions to even help you evaluate your mental health and where you are on the spectrum. I just think people need it, man. I just think people need Heavy Bruce said, I used to be for heavy drinking and smoking, but that's not PC. No, ain't nothing PC anymore. These days it's all taboo. So,
I think that we should, I think every community, churches or whatever, should have a certified, licensed person that can help with mental health.
I agree.
Because everybody, after you finish trying to exercise the demons, we still back at this square one or square two about whatever it is that this person is being challenged with.
Right.
So
I would, we gotta, something's gotta be done. And I don't know where the charge or the leadership of that comes from, but we definitely need it. We definitely need it. So I don't want to keep beating the dead horse on that, but we definitely need it. There's a story that we have not talked about all week, and I'll be honest with you, it took me some days to kind of process exactly what the story is, and I still don't know what I've seen. But Mama Noise, have y'all heard about this whole video with Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears that has resurfaced on the internets? And basically it's an old video, and it's real. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's a video. It's supposed to be a comedy parody type thing. Two different videos. One is about a girl leaving her child with the uncle, and the uncle's real creepy, and it kind of walks a weird line of, well, I ain't even say kinda. It doesn't really walk the line. It's really egregious because it deals with pedophilia, but from a it's supposed to be a parody comedy type thing, and don't make your kid, watch out for your kids or whatever. I don't know what point they were trying to make, but anyway, it's two different sets of videos. One is with Bill Cosby, and the other is with just the uncle that watches the kids when you're gone. And Tiffany Haddish is in it, and Ari Spears is in it. And somehow, in the midst of Ari Spears' comments about Lizzo, all of a sudden this has resurfaced, and they tried to, I guess, blackmail him. He's alleging, he and Tiffany are alleging that the families are trying to blackmail them and get money out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it's being worked out in court or whatever. I'm not, and again, I don't know. I almost didn't want to talk about the story because I don't really fully understand exactly what is taking place, other than to say I've seen the video. It's wildly uncomfortable, not funny at all. I saw Tiffany Haddish's comments about saying she deeply regrets having been in the video. And she deeply regrets having been in the video, and she wishes it had never been made. I don't know. I have y'all heard about this though?
I have not.
I read the article. I didn't see the video. I just couldn't. I pulled up the video. I think I sent it to you and shared it with you, the link, but I didn't watch the video. But what I understand is that this had the family had given a had went to court with her before, and they had some type of settlement in court, the parents of the kids, the teenager and this baby. So then after it was settled in court, then Tiffany becomes popular. Now she's, girls trip, and once she started getting her own specials and stuff on Netflix, then the girl filed her own lawsuit. Like, it wasn't enough, the money that she got, and everything was supposed to be sealed with the mother of the teenage girl. But then
Right.
the girl got older, and somebody like, she on the come up, she doing Netflix, she doing this and that, according to the article. Allegedly, that, like, in other words, as long as once the girl got older, somebody was like, you need to get blood from this turnip, because now she on the come up.
Right.
And she said that she was not, and like you said, allegedly Tiffany was like, well, I'm not going to keep being blackmailed over this. What had happened, we'd already went over this or whatever in the first court case. And now here you are older saying we want more money, or else we going to do XYZ. And so Tiffany was like, she wasn't going to give her nothing. And so now the woman is a video out where, she's petitioning the attorney general and all these other people that they need to lock her up. They need to put her in jail. And then on some outlets, they were saying karma for Aries Spears because of, what all he did to Lizzo. And then now here he is, on the other end of the situation, with everything that's happened. So,
Right. And Bruce said, well, you thought it was funny when you made it. So I don't understand how it became unfunny now. But I don't know. This stuff like this is so weird to me, and creepy. I don't know.
Because they go ahead.
Eric Spears has now released a statement. He says, I'm not running from anything and I'm not guilty of anything. I'll just say this. The video is it's just not funny. It's not funny in any way, form, or fashion. He says this is an extortion case. This is a shakedown, and I didn't need my lawyer to tell me this to say this, but I'm going to echo her words. We won't be shaken down. He's echoing Tiffany Haddish's words. But he's saying I'm not running from anything, and I'm not guilty of anything. So, I mean, he doesn't do anything in the video. And by the way, the video was filmed for the website Funny or Die. You guys familiar with that one? Funny or Die is a really popular website that does a lot of funny comedian and private videos or whatever. And Funny to Die is saying they told TMZ they had nothing to do with any of this. Don't be bringing us in this foolishness. And they removed it from their.
Was they responsible for the video?
No. They Funny or Die, I think, was the platform by which the video was uploaded to Mama Noise. That's what I'm saying.
What I mean.
They're not. That doesn't make them responsible. That just makes, it's like no different than uploading a video to YouTube. That's egregious. YouTube didn't do it. They just, they maybe didn't catch it, at the time. But I don't know. It's just a weird case. But again, Aries Spears, to be fair in our reporting, Aries and Tiffany are saying this is nothing more than extortion. And by the way, in the video, they don't do anything to the kids. They don't touch the kids inappropriately. There is a weird moment where Aries is, or it looks like Aries, the way the video is shot, it looks like he's standing in the bathroom with one of the kids, and the kid is in the bathtub, taking a bath. But I also know, you can film something like that and the kid be nowhere around, and you're shooting it from one angle just to get him, and then you're just matching up the angles. So it looks like, because the video is literally titled Through the Eyes of a Pedophile. So it's supposed to be funny, but it's not funny at all. And I don't know. That's man, your content, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. So hopefully this is a good warning to other comedians to kind of be very mindful, because I don't think we live in the day anymore where you can say whatever you want to say and do whatever you want to do anymore. That's over. I think you do need to. I think you can say things as long as what you're saying is point driven, but I don't think you can just do. I don't know. I think you got to be careful, man. You just got to be careful. But that's a wild video. I wouldn't. I won't post it, and if you want to see it, you got to go find it yourself. And we decided not to show it on the show either, because it's just weird. I don't know what to think about it. So anyway, nevertheless, that's one of the stories that's out there on. In case you missed the Monday, but it's Thursday. The other one that's out there, I got Robert Littal about 4 hours ago on his site, blacksportsonline.com, is now reporting that your favorite quarterback, Mama Noise, Tom Brady, is about to be single, because Gisele Bundchen has officially left him.
He's about to what?
He's about to be single, I guess, because she says he's officially left him because he is he loves football more than her. That's what she's saying. And everything. Let me just say this: he did an interview earlier this week. He didn't say it in the interview, but it is apparent, and I think people have been talking about it for years behind the scenes, that she wants him to stop. And we've talked about on this show. I don't know why he won't stop. Like, he said, I love my family, I love my wife, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know what. I mean, you're still playing, bro. So I don't know. I don't know. That's another one of them situations where you go, I don't know what he's after. What is he? The sports fan in me says, man, play as long as you can, because once it's over, it's over. But the married man in me is like, fool, what are you doing? Man, go home to your family. You done everything you could possibly do.
What's the old saying? You got to count the cost.
Yeah.
And I would hope, after accomplishing everything that he's accomplished for two different teams. I don't understand why you would sacrifice your family
for one more year.
that.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense, Al. It makes no sense to me. And I'm sure, and you know what's funny about sports fans and the media and everybody else? They will high five Tom and, oh, Tom, you're the greatest, you're the GOAT, blah, 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 blah. But behind his back, they're all saying, man, this dude is crazy. I guarantee they're all saying, especially those who are truly dedicated to their families, I guarantee behind their back, they're saying, this dude is crazy. He's a little bit crazy. So I don't know, Mama Noise. I can't think of anything that would be so important to me that if you had a massive problem with it, I would just keep doing it anyway. Unless it was, I can't even think of anything. I'm sure I was going to say, unless it was something the Lord directly told me, you have to do this. And I would assume that if the Lord told me that I have to do this, then I know Mama Noise well enough to say, oh, well, I can't argue with the Lord. We got to do it.
So should you have to have the Lord tell you?
No, what you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying if the Lord told him keep playing, then that's different. But that ain't what he's saying. He just wants to play. So I'm saying if the Lord had told me to do something, then I probably would obey the Lord over you. That would be the only person that would have the right to say something to me, and I listen beyond you. But I don't believe, it would be hard for me to believe that the Lord would tell me to keep going.
I'm sorry,
and piss you off like that.
I don't. Okay, well, you know, I just feel that it's him being worshipped, and he likes people worshiping him with all of that, you know, telling him that he's all this and he's all that and whatever. That's the reason why he keeps doing it.
And it could be a simple, Mama Noise. He just loves the game. He just loves it. He just can't get enough. I get it. I just think it's a pretty high price to pay. You're willing to sacrifice your family, bro? Your family?
But, you know, it could be very well like most celebrity marriages. There's really no substance there. It's surface only, and he may understand that. You
That's
know,
true.
why give up this thing that I love for, you know, this marriage that's really not
I like
popping.
Yeah. I like her. I don't necessarily, I don't know. That's deep to me, what you just said, Albie. Heavy stuff. Because you've been with this woman 20 years and you just like her?
But how much is he with her?
That's a great point.
You've seen his work ethic in the off season. How much time does he really spend with Giselle and that family? A couple of vacations a year?
Yeah. It's a good point. Well, she's well, Ron, that's aggressive. That's aggressive. I don't know.
Well, I you know, I didn't say that, but thank you, Ron, for, you know, reading my mind.
Yeah, but I also agree with this statement he made as well. 20-year roommates. That could be very well.
Then it's like Al said, is that, you know, sometimes people be like, we stay together for the kids. You know, we got to raise the kids, and then you raise the kids. Now you're like, okay, now what do we really have in common? Are we really friends? Were we just doing that for the kids? We just, you know, going through the motions.
But you know what's to me, Mama Noise, as egregious as what you just said, we did it for the kids. And this is the truth. This is the gospel truth. Y'all know what I'm about to say is about to be the truth.
I guess so, because you said it up.
He'll retire. Let's say that they'll get divorced. He'll retire, and then he'll go marry another woman, and that'll be bae. That'll be boo.
More than likely the nanny, but
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, salvage y'all.
Ain't that what Tiger Woods did?
No, Tiger didn't marry the nanny. Or did he?
That one chick, I think she was the baby nanny. And then she ended up walking away with $100 million, whatever, when he cheated on her. So
was Ellen the nanny? No, his first wife was not the nanny.
no, not the first wife. The one who came in and he dipped on the first wife with the nanny.
No, he dipped on the first wife with a whole bunch of people.
Look, the one who walked away with the kids and like $100 million or whatever. That chick.
That's his wife. That was his wife.
Yeah, but she was the wife because she was the nanny first.
But not his nanny. She was a nanny to somebody else. Right. She wasn't his nanny. She was just a nanny to some. That was just her occupation.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Ain't nothing wrong with her being a nanny. That's a fine, respectable occupation, Mama.
I mean, the nanny got the blueprints to everything, and then she just came in and
what we're not gonna do on this show here today is poo-poo nannies.
Mama Noise refuses to understand that it wasn't his nanny.
It wasn't his nanny.
So she didn't have the blueprints on his relationship.
Right.
But she got the blueprints, period, because she is a nanny. So
What blueprints does she have? She was genuinely. No, Mama
she knew how
Noise.
to get close. Listen,
We're not
the
going to
nanny knows everything.
No, Mama Noise. We're not going to recreate a narrative. This young lady went into that marriage with Tiger Woods with all
With all what?
she did it the right way. She did it the way you're supposed to do it.
She did it her way.
She did it her way. She thought that she was seriously in love with him and
Nanny.
yeah, but she was a nanny to somebody else. Stop calling her a nanny. She was a nanny to somebody else.
She was a nanny though.
The disrespect on this show sometimes.
Ooh-wee.
I'm just saying.
She was a nanny to a whole nother golfer.
So she knew all the
She
tea.
didn't know nothing. What are you talking about?
She knew, like, in other words, all I gotta do is, as a golfer's nanny, is to get next to Tiger Woods.
I don't know how.
Yeah, the blueprints.
You know, sometimes your documentaries are running together, and then you be watching that Asian stuff. I said stuff, Mama Noise. I didn't say.
You didn't have to. You so busy getting your laugh on.
That was an inside joke for you. That was an inside joke for you. But
Inside your joke.
you go inside my joke. I don't like where that came out. I don't like what you implied just did. I don't want you inside my joke. So there you go. I got a weird story for y'all. Y'all want a weird story for the night? Iggy Azalea is pregnant again, allegedly.
Oh gosh.
Guess who by? Who the baby dad? Who the pappy?
Another black dude.
Well, of course,
Post Malone.
Of course,
Nope,
no,
it's a black dude.
Black dude.
It's a black dude.
For those of you who are holding out for the Iggy Azalea Meg Thee Stallion collab, it's not going to happen now.
Because she's pregnant.
She's pregnant by Tory Lanez.
Ron said T.I.
No, Tory Lanez. So
what?
Tory Lanez.
Okay.
So that's over. If you were holding out for that Iggy Azalea Meg Thee Stallion collab, that dream collab, that's
it's not even gonna happen now.
That's not going to happen at all.
I'm gonna tell you,
What
if
am I
that
missing?
was the case.
Well, Tory Lanez was the dude that shot Meg in the foot. Remember?
Well,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I know that's who it is. I'm saying because
But Al didn't know, Mama Noise. Al didn't know.
I didn't know. I was
Yeah.
okay. So Tory Lanez, according to the articles that I read, is that he has had this mark on him that nobody wants to collab with him.
Well, when you go around shooting people in the foot, it's hard to get people to want to return your phone call. Hello. Hey, it's Tory.
You hang up on me, I put my foot in you. Hello?
Not your foot. And
then
you're gonna try to use
one of my favorite scenes from Sanford and Son.
Nobody want to talk to the dude that shoots people in the foot. That's not a conversation you want to have.
And then Al gonna talk about I put my foot in you.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello? Hello? Story? Hello? Hello?
That's bananas.
I'm just saying, Mama Noise, it's hard to get people to buy in to the whole concept of he might shoot you in the ass, but let's be friends.
Well, I figure that he should be able to collab with a guy that might be, it shouldn't be where nobody wants to.
No, but it ain't a good look for a guy in the business either. Because if you're a guy in the business now, you look like the guy who's riding with people that'll shoot you in the ass. You don't want that. Now you're guilty by association. You notice ain't nobody came out and said Tory Lanez is my homie.
No,
you can't be guilty by association. You messing up the money now. Tory got some work to do. You got to clean that up. But apparently, Iggy Azalea's like, shoot, I don't care.
But see, she used to. Well, but wait a minute. Look, back up. Did you say that she's pregnant by him?
That's right.
Wow. What a way to be relevant.
Shoot me with your best shot. Dun, dun, dun. Come on, shoot me with your best shot.
Did you say come on? Nope.
It's a little awkward. I admit, Mama Noise.
It's not awkward. It's just.
Where do you get the baby of Tory Lanez and Iggy Azalea?
Bullets.
Nope.
Oh man.
Did I say something wrong?
What?
Depending on who you ask.
Damn.
Woo. That's a tough situation. I don't know. God bless her. Good luck to her. That's a tough situation. That's a tough situation. Because that thing can end bad. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well, it seems to be trending. These chicks out here having babies with the different guys, and they like, okay, I don't know who the guy was that she had her first baby by. Who's her first baby daddy?
I think he was a rapper too, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know.
She might be trying to create a rap super baby.
I mean, I just saw, just ironically yesterday, I saw a picture of it was a side-by-side picture of Lil Wayne and Lil Wayne's son with Lauren London. And what's his name? Nipsey Hussle with Lauren London's son she had with Nipsey Hussle, and they all side by side. So it's like, okay, she's like, I'm gonna have an acting career up to a certain point, and then I'm just gonna have babies with this dude and this dude. Like I said about those ladies that I heard from the NFL, that was like, children are a commodity. They like, look, I need to have me a baby with this dude and that dude to solidify my future.
We don't know. Now, we don't know that. We don't, because I don't think that's the case. And not even in Lauren's case. I think Lauren legitimately loved Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne is not about that life. And she certainly loved Nipsey Hussle, and Nipsey loved her to the end. So I don't think everybody sees it as just a commodity situation. I think some people are legitimately trying to find relational love and build something, long-term and real. Like Giselle. Giselle didn't marry Tom because he was Tom Brady. I don't even think she probably liked football.
Come on, man. Are you all right?
I'm telling you the truth. I don't think she likes football.
Look,
You damn sure don't like it now.
Well, we've all seen what's that movie with Common and Queen Latifah?
Yeah, Just Right.
Just Right. We've all seen Just Right. Old girl didn't care nothing about basketball.
That's right. They don't.
She wanted to be a basketball wife.
But I don't think they necessarily love the sport. They just love the person playing the sport, making the money.
No, they didn't love the sport, and they halfway didn't care about the one that was the player. They wanted his bank account.
But not every. But just like in that same movie, not every girl that has the opportunity to meet someone like that is egregiously saying, like I saw a thing on Draymond Green's now wife. And while I think she is aware that he is Draymond Green and he makes good money and blah, 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 I think she's all in. I think she's one of those all in girls. She's not
because she, was like, we a blended family, her kids and his kids, was it?
I think she may have had a kid or so prior to him, but they got like 3 kids together, I think, or 2 kids together or something like that. But they just got a good, happy family. That I think Aisha Curry went in with the best of intentions, and they got a good family. I think there are some women, they understand what their husbands do for a living, but they're not there for what they do for a living. Now, what they do for a living ain't a bad thing. They don't hurt their situation. But I think there's some that build those relationships out of the reality of wanting something authentic. You know what I mean? But it is tough because I think a lot of times the ones that make it are the ones that get the person before the success comes. Like I think it's hard to get it after. Like Giselle may have set herself up for failure.
How's that?
Because she met Tom Brady after he was Tom Brady.
She was a Victoria's Secret model.
But that's not the point, Mama Noise. I'm not talking about his money. I'm talking about who he was. She met him and knew when she met him that he was Tom Brady, obsessed with football, loves it, puts it above everything. Well, you can't be mad at what you got when you married him and he was that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I see what you're saying. She didn't marry up and coming potential NFL star. Exactly. She married, the GOAT.
He was obsessive and doing all this stuff when they met.
You also met him at a point of his life. She's assuming that he will. Okay, once he gets to this part right here, he's gonna retire, and we're gonna be.
I feel you, but that's a risky proposition to take because you don't know that. You don't know that, and she's finding out that he does love football more than anything,
or that he loves his money. More than anything.
I don't think it's the money. I honestly don't think it's the money. I think there's a little bit of what you said. I wouldn't say it's the God factor like you're saying, but I do think he loves the competition. He loves the roar of the crowd. He's chasing the GOAT status. As I don't even think he's chasing football anymore. I think he's chasing I want to be considered the greatest athlete of all time. He's going after Muhammad Ali's spot. Because a lot of people see Muhammad Ali as the greatest athlete of all time. Now, he'll never get that spot because in order to get that spot, you got to be an activist too. And Tom Brady has proven he ain't no activist.
Get somewhere and sit down. I think I'm just sticking by my story. I think he's.
Hey, guys, what's going on, man? He said nothing wrong with Victoria's Secrets. Nobody said anything wrong with that. But I just think he just has decided this is who he is, and she married him under that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying he's right, Mama Noise.
I'm just saying he's been worshipped, and he's like the creme de la creme white athlete that in football that guys have been like. In other words, he's he's that guy. And when you used to people rah-rahing you and all that type of stuff for all those years and stuff, then all of a sudden you say, I'm going to retire, and everybody's like, no, Tom, stay. And then he goes ahead and retires, and then it's like, to be at home with the wife and the kids?
Mama
no,
Noise.
I like it better when I'm worshipped on the field.
Mama Noise, let me tell you something, and this is the gospel truth. History has bared this out plenty of times. There are many guys who do not handle the transition of retirement from the athletics very well. Michael Jordan didn't handle it well. Michael Jordan retired, and about an hour and a half later, he was back at playing for the. He was so desperate to hear the cheers and the rah-rahs that he went and played for the Washington Wizards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And there are a lot of guys like that. He's not the only one. There's a lot of guys. Magic was the same way. Magic struggled to come back. Magic came back, and Magic had to retire from HIV, and then he came back and said, "Oh, I think I can play." And he tried to play. He said, "Well, you're not going to be the point guard. That's okay. I'll play power forward." And then that didn't work. And then he left again. And, well, we'll make you the coach. Okay, I'll come back. They just struggle. They struggle. Cuz is saying, is Al doing homework or balancing his checkbook?
If it was a checkbook, it'd be like simple math, and it would be over by now.
Oh my gosh, what is that?
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something.
Shout out to the great Billy Preston. So anyway, I get it, man. It's tough. It is very, very tough to walk away from who and what you went, because his whole identity is wrapped up in his ability to play the game. And some people can handle leaving, and some people can't. They had to drag Peyton Manning off the field. That last Super Bowl they won, he was terrible. Terrible. But, he suffered through it and got through it, and they won. But that's just what it is. I get it. It's hard to walk away. Right, Jay? It's hard to walk away. Yeah, especially if you don't know who you are. If football is who you are and not what you do, that's going to be hard to walk away from, because people don't want to walk away from who they are. Retirement is for walking away from what you did for a living. But when it's who you are and you don't know what you are walking away, that's tough.
So you'd rather be out on the field and then have a terrible life-ending injury.
For many of those guys, that's a yes, Mama Noise.
The reward is greater than the risk.
Yep. That is a resounding yes, what you just said. For a lot of those guys. Because in their minds, they're saying, at least I get to be who I am.
You mean in a wheelchair?
Well, look, what was that? Any Given Sunday? The character Lawrence Taylor played?
Yep.
He knew he was at the brink of paralysis. Just one more moment of glory is all he wanted. And that paycheck, that bonus that went with it.
They would rather be carried off in glory than to walk.
Well, because you're celebrated like you at what is it over in Greece when they have at the amphitheater when people are cheering you on, they're all surrounded around the
like a gladiator, Mama. No, that's the word you're looking for, gladiator.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Like a gladiator. It's like,
let me just tell you.
I'm moving on. So anyway, it's like when somebody's
injured. Back to make you look really good.
No, you didn't. The gladiator is injured. When the gladiator's injured, then they all like, oh, and we clap and and cheer and stuff as they carry your tail off in total paralysis. That's what you. Yep. I just wanted them to cheer me on as I go out on a stretcher.
That's right.
That's bananas.
That's what they want, Mama Noise. And I understand it. I think it's there's a level of insanity to it, but for some of those guys, that's how they see greatness. And they can't reinvent themselves. They don't know how to reinvent themselves. Kobe was unique in that, because when Kobe got to the end, he said, "It's over, and now I'm going to do something else." He figured that out. But a lot of guys don't ever figure that out. They don't know how to reinvent themselves. So that's just the nature of the beast, Mama Noise. It's unfortunate. That there's a to Anthony Bruce's point, he said, as a warrior, I can live with no arms if I lost them in battle. There's a really funny movie. Some of you guys may or may not know. Monty Python's The Holy Grail, and there's a scene in there where he fights the Black Knight, and the Black Knight, the warrior that's fighting the Black Knight, because it's a comedy and a parody, and the warrior that fights the Black Knight cuts off his arms and his legs and everything else, and the guy still wants to fight. He says, "But you have no arms, you have no legs." He says, "Merely a flesh wound." But that's how some of these guys are, Mama Noise. I'm going to go out on the sword. I'm going out on the sword. It does not matter. So it sounds crazy to us, but it's the reality for some.
Okay.
It's the reality for some. So anyway, we are going to take a dip away today a little bit earlier than we normally would, mainly because I think we all need a refresher. We need to breathe a little bit. But again, let me give you some housekeeping for the rest of the week. Ron said he understands Brady. That's how I felt before I finally retired from the strip club. So see, Ron's relating. See how Ron just related there, Mama Noise?
I ain't listening.
Why you don't be like that, Mama Noise. Don't be like that. But we got Black Friday tomorrow, and we're purely doing it for the love and the fun. So that's tomorrow. And then we got the top 10 list on Saturday. We got several top 10 lists that we're gonna go through and just evaluate them and see if we agree or disagree. And then, of course, next Friday, save the date. It's our second 9th anniversary. Why you do that? Why you say that, Mama? It is. It's our second 9th anniversary. So there you go. So we got a lot of fun stuff coming down the pike. So stay tuned. Mama, you got any parting comments or thoughts that you want to share with the peoples?
Please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Please make sure to like and follow on Facebook. Please share tonight's show or any of the shows that you've seen that you really enjoy here at Noise Media. Yeah, share it on your page. Invite your friends.
I like it, Mama Noise. I like what you did there. Okay. Al, you got any parting comments, sir?
Nah, just love and expressions of love and condolences to the family of David Arnold, the royal family, and that of the family of Bernard Shaw. Is that what you said his name was?
Yeah.
And those people down in Memphis, because apparently there were two tragedies. There was a kindergarten teacher that was abducted and murdered in Memphis as well.
Goodness gracious!
So
it's a lot going on in Memphis.
Ron, keep your black ass out of Memphis.
Yeah, don't go to Memphis.
No.
I'm just saying what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't go to Memphis. Stay out of Memphis. We send all our thoughts and prayers to everybody who's having a hard time today, grieving. I have a couple of friends who have lost significant family members in their lives, fathers, grandchildren, all kinds of things. I send my love and thoughts and prayers to all of them today, to feel better, to get better, to heal. It's tough day, which is why we are going to hopefully try to put a big old gigantic smile on your face on tomorrow night. So y'all come through tomorrow night, and we're gonna have a good time tomorrow night. Gonna celebrate because it's all right. Mama noise. Why you got that big eye? Why you do that with your face? You ain't got to do that. That wasn't necessary.
I mean, you was in your own little world.
Well, sometimes I get in my world, Mama Noise, and it's a beautiful place over here because you're here with me. See what I did there?
Yep.
That's so sweet.
Wasn't it sweet, Al?
That's so sweet.
Hopefully, it's gonna pay huge dividends later on. With that being said,
he's already said that coffee's gonna wear out, and you gonna be out.
It's already start wearing out. He was already
it's not wearing out at all. I'm fine. I'm in a good place right now.
He started yawning at promptly 7:23 p.m.
That is that. Hold on. Let me address what you just said properly because I know the number.
Lies.
I saw you. You can play back the video. At 7:23.
Oh, are we done? Are you done?
That might have been what I was doing.
Nope, that's not what you was doing. I saw you. I said, let me make sure to document the time that he starts to yawn.
Wow.
Are you done? Are you done?
Nope.
Excuse me.
All right. Let me address Mama Noise. I'm gonna have to deal with her after we get off the show. I see that now. Love y'all. Y'all have a great Thursday afternoon. Go watch some football. Football is back, yo. Go watch some football. Enjoy yourself.
Are you ready for some football?
Woo! Let's go. All right. Love each and every one of y'all. Have a great evening. Peace.
I'm taking.
We're talking noise.